Painful Lessons Podcast. I am Tyler Ramsey, and we own mistakes. That is what we like to say at Painful Lessons Podcast. By the way, I'm in a great mood today. I have 4 years sober today.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Allowed to make noise?
Yeah, you can make all the noise you want, Josie Davis. Thank you very much.
Wow.
I'm so proud
That's
of this.
awesome, dude.
Wow.
Thanks. I'm so proud of this. 4 years sober. And I also, 3 years ago, I gave up Cheetos. And that was actually harder than giving up alcohol. Can you believe that?
Just Cheetos.
Just Cheetos was harder.
But I mean, why did you single out Cheetos versus like Doritos or, you know?
Dude, I just had the grossest thing. and if I just ate Cheetos all the time.
Oh.
I thought they were so delicious, but I also hated the person that eats Cheetos all the time. So there's no better way to hate yourself than to do something that you hate. Like anytime I see someone with Cheetos, I'm like, you piece of shit. What are you doing? What a piece of
Good thing
garbage.
you're not judgmental.
Oh my God. I'm like, just the crap in your hands. I'm like, what a piece of trash. They're delicious, but it wasn't for me. We have a guest today. Her name is Josie Davis, actress, producer. What other hyphens do you want to really put out there?
Well, I'm an author, but I can't call myself that until I'm published. So,
Yes, that is the deal.
I'm a podcast host.
Hey,
myself.
Josie, pull your mic a little closer to your face.
You could say you're a writer until you're published.
Is
Then you
that
say
good?
An author.
Yeah, that's
Like
yeah, that's good. That's good.
there?
And
move
podcaster.
I'm a podcast host on YouTube.
Yes, you are. Which I've been on your podcast.
And they can just type in Josie Davis podcast on YouTube and then you'll find it.
That
was fun.
Yeah, you were very professional. You were very professional on the podcast. I was very impressed.
Well, thank you. As opposed to like, what do you mean? Like,
Sloppy. I don't know.
Oh,
Sloppy.
really?
Yeah.
you know, I had Fabio on the other day, and I have to tell you, of course, everything went wrong. I had a huge
watched the Fabio.
mistake happen, and he was so kind to just, let me fix it. Every once in a while, it happens. Oh God, it's painful.
Josie, I think my memory is from Crunch. Maybe it was either Crunch or Equinox in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing you there a bunch and Fabio a bunch.
Oh yeah, that's where I met him.
And I was just like, Hollywood. Look at all the Hollywood. Charles in charge, Fabio, and he was so nice.
Oh my God, he is nice. Everyone loves him.
I have
How old is he, by the way?
In his 60s, I think.
He looks great. He looks great.
He doesn't even do weights, by the way. And the guy's like, "Ugh." I mean, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have a pitch. Okay, I'm going to make a pitch. Are you ready for my pitch?
Okay.
Okay, so it's a horror movie, and it's called Charles in Charge. And this is the music.
This is not this is like the true story. No, I'm
This
kidding.
is the music. It goes like, Charles in Charge. And it's like this creepy Scott Baio. And he's like, I'm in charge of this family. And he's like terrifying. And he has like little kid locked in a cage. And he has you and Nicole Eggert locked in your own separate cages. And he's like, listen to me.
This sounds more like the Hamas.
And he's going all off on all this like right-wing stuff. Did you know he's even more right-wing than right-wing? There's some right-wing that I think is really entertaining.
Well, you just mean when you mean that, you say someone's far. I don't know if that's true or not, but
so I'm not making in any way
just
a
far
political
right
statement.
or far left is usually what people say.
Yeah. I'm not okay. I'm trying specifically not to make a political statement or judgment of any kind, but each side has a group of buffoons that are a little further to the other
It's
direction.
far left or far right.
Yeah. So let's say all well-intentioned people, and then there are some buffoons on the other side.
But
so he's on the right side of and he adds so much hate to the conversation, where he recently came out with a list like, this is a list. These people are liberal. and like went down this like 100-person list, all of people who are far more successful than he is like, get him. I'm like, dude, no one wants you to speak for them. Chachi. Wait, no, not Chachi.
If I know someone, I feel a little weird just sitting here, like not like. I mean, I don't know. I always feel like defending people, even if I don't know what I don't talk to him, so I don't know what you're talking about. I heard something weird about that. I don't know what that is.
No, I'm just telling you
but
what I have seen.
I haven't picked up when we all had the Christmas parade. So
when was the Christmas
I can't
parade?
say I identify, like I agree with hate.
When was the last time that no one's even.
Oh, you said that he has so much hate or something.
He's got hate in him. He hates.
Okay, I haven't witnessed that, but we can
Fair
move
enough.
on from there.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I'm also not like defending. I mean, it's so weird how people think if you say one thing, that means it's completely the other. Like I'm not.
Oh my gosh, it's so weird.
Like
this is so crazy.
Anybody I know, I'm going to have to say, well, I didn't experience any hate from that person. But anyway, go ahead.
Delightful.
At the Christmas parade.
Did you see? Speaking of, anytime that it can be a situation where you defend a friend of yours.
Yeah.
And you're like, I know that this friend is amazing, and everyone's like, what? We collectively have decided to hate this person, and now we're against you. Like, do you know who that
and then
happened
they turn
to?
on you. Who?
Ashton Kutcher.
Oh.
He defended his friend, Danny Masterson, who just went to jail for rape.
I don't think this was years ago already.
Everything feels like yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And
But yeah.
It is, I think, such a tragedy that he's like, I'm just telling you that dear judge, he was asked by the family, I'm just telling you that I had a good relationship with him and was inspired by how serious he was about everything. And I'm not discounting anyone's story. And people jumped on him, and he lost this nonprofit that he started. That's incredible, called Thorn, and they help trafficked girls. It's amazing.
Oh wow, yeah, that's weird. I will not comment on that. Ugh.
No, you are okay. So
I'm a huge advocate. I'm just that kind of person that's an advocate for people.
What are you the biggest advocate for?
Animals, really. Huge. I just did a PETA episode, People for the Ethical Treatment.
You did?
Yeah, I had a scientist there because a lot of people don't know that. I had a girlfriend who didn't know that there's still animal experimenting going on, big time. She has no idea.
Well, what are we going to
I'm like, why do I have to even try and talk politics with you, by the way? She has no idea what's going on in the world. Okay, so let's not do that.
Yeah.
But she doesn't even know that's going on. I mean, you guys need to know how bad it is. I say you guys, people out there in the world need to know how bad it is, but there's an alternative. And that's what I try to focus on. PETA actually number one says we lose billions of dollars of our taxpayer money for experiments when over 90% don't even work anyway. It's a waste. Do you know?
Whoa, wait.
Awful.
6% worked? Can we play point?
She said 90% of it is a waste. Why are we doing it?
Okay, wait a second.
And there's an alternative.
Okay, counterpoint. 10% of
Yeah.
animal experiments
in the end don't work anyway, and for a variety of reasons. And there's a website, and I can let you know what the alternative is. It's it's Research Modernization Now.
Okay.
And that's the alternative. And I have that. You can look that up. And I have the episode on my YouTube podcast. It was just a couple weeks ago. Look for the PETA scientist. She tells the website. I do have to make people a little upset so they do something, because there's a form you can fill out that's super easy, but it's so important.
Sure.
And I show a beagle. They go, oh, come here, honey, like this. And they're like the sweetest.
Beagle puppy.
And they put this thing down. When you eat foie gras, don't eat foie gras, please. Same kind of thing. They shove it down. They put this stuff down into its stomach. And they did this. It's in pain. It's going, it's moaning a little bit. And she goes, oh, it's okay. Who are you that you can work and do this?
Yeah.
And this does not have to happen. So I show a little bit of that just to, and there was a big, wonderful rescue that happened with beagles too recently.
I'm sitting here listening. I almost want to throw up. I almost can't.
I want you
to hear it. That's
and I want to share just enough
Yeah.
to piss people off to just do something, and they can. On my YouTube, I have the link. And in my Instagram, in the, bio, there's a link there. You click on it. You just fill out just your name, your phone
What's
number,
the link?
whatever.
Okay, so
and
link in your
they
Instagram.
send the letter to your governor or whatever. So person
Link in your
charge.
Instagram if you want to support.
Research Modernization Now. I have that there, and it's a
Okay.
form, and you, yeah.
Okay, so would you say
That's what
you're
we
pitching
can
right
do
now?
right now, so that you're
Pitching a horror movie about Charles in Charge, and you're pitching research modernization for animals, correct?
Research Modernization Now by PETA is an alternative to animal testing.
What a worthy cause.
Yeah.
But I would like to read more about this. What happens with the 10% that works out? Because what if it's
And
just
all this is
necessary?
on their website. No, it's not. All this is on their website.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay if people are experimenting on cats, but not dogs.
Please tell me you're joking.
Not dogs.
Please tell me you're joking.
Semi-joking.
Are you, Tyler?
Listen, I've seen your cat, and it was a delightful cat.
I have 2 cats. They're up.
Then
They're
what about
like
monkeys?
dogs. What?
Do you
No,
think it's-
monkeys too. And they have another video.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's a Humane Society. It has a video. Now we're going to upset everybody here talking about this.
Okay.
But we do have, there is one where there's a guy who's like, I love the monkey. We play, we play games. I throw a pencil at him. And they have a cute little thing they do. And they get along. And then all of a sudden he goes, okay, today's the day.
Yeah.
I have to chain you up. And he has them in plastic like this, a
Okay.
big barrel where only the head is sticking out. And then they give him all the stuff and do all these horrible things. And the animal's looking at him like, how could you betray me? And you're
could you
turning
betray
on
me?
me. You're my friend. It was heartbreaking. I'm watching this.
It's just, I can't
We can't even go on and on. But the point is there is something we can do. So I don't like to upset people. And then
Sure.
PETA sometimes will put terrible things on there where you see it. And then you're like, well, I will literally in bold say, tell us what to do. Do not upset us. And then just that's it. They want you to donate, of course. But your donations are going to go towards this. But also saying, like that note I mentioned.
Have you seen the show where they have a boat and it's called the Bob Barker, and the Bob Barker boat goes and harasses whaling fleets?
Oh, no.
It's like this super awesome speedboat.
Okay.
And it can go and harass whaling fleets, and whaling fleets have a series of weapons that they can use against this boat. One is they have these spray cannons, and so they can just and they can peel paint off of a wall. And so they spray these spray cannons, and then they also have something. Have you ever heard of this, Jerry? They have this sonic gun that will make people crap their pants.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And so they shoot this gun at them.
It's a really low tone. The military has it. They can,
so crazy.
they can induce vomiting in mass if they.
Yeah. So they crap pants gun them, and they.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then they got all these hippies on the boat, and they're like, "Oh yes, gotta stop this whaling." The Japanese are like, "Absolutely not. This is a payday for us.
Oh, no.
So get ready to crap your pants."
And then in Korea, they eat dogs and stuff. So then there's all sorts of stuff going on. But there's the Dove Project. They go there and grab a ton of dogs and bring them back here. And they're these beautiful dogs, and they're wonderful. And they find homes for them here.
Oh my gosh.
So I follow some really good Pups Without Borders also. I mean, there
I'm
are
so
a lot of
worried about
animal
dogs that have
rescue
been in a kennel though. I feel like I've been bit. I've been bit by a dog. I know that it's awesome to get a dog from a kennel.
Of course. That's where I got my cats. And they're always the greatest. They're the greatest.
Sometimes they're PTSD dogs. Sometimes.
Well, I know that
Cat scratched my eyelid off.
but
one time.
I've never
It had to
even
be
heard
so
of that. But if you were locked up also, the mayor likes to put animals down because they're upset, they're nervous, they're fearful. It's like, yeah, maybe that's why. I mean, they've been locked up and they're not walked for 100 days, but they do, when they get out, they're amazing. So please don't discount. You're selling the wrong message here, Tyler. Please don't buy dogs. I just met someone that bought a dog. Please get your animal from the shelter. And they're the most special animals there are, contrary to popular belief.
I'm sure they come in a variety, like any other.
I'm serious.
Listen.
I mean, what if I
would
were discounted for having PTSD, You might appear a
Well,
certain
there's
way.
something to be said. If like you have if you have young kids, you're like, listen, don't get a gigantic. Maybe just be careful. If you get a gigantic dog that looks like it's like been roughed up a bunch, just be careful. So I think it's be careful.
Oh, I mean, okay. I don't know. I don't ever see these.
I would get it. I would want you to know. I would get a dog at a shelter. I'm preparing to for my kids.
Oh, well, I hope you
But
do.
I'm
Don't
gonna be
ever,
very
please,
careful.
please promise you're not going to buy one. Please.
Buy one from what?
Just
A
don't,
dog
a
shop?
breeder. Don't do that.
Would never
please.
go to like a
No,
they
don't buy a dog.
You notice they don't
Just
even
please
have
go to the shelter.
puppy dog shops in the mall anymore.
No,
You
I don't
never
go
see
to the
that
mall.
anymore.
I don't go.
Remember that they used to be a lovely part of the mall.
Actually, I just saw
Play
one
with
that got
puppies?
stolen on a video. Some guy came in and stole 2 beautiful dogs out of there and went and sold them. And there are homeless people that have. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not supposed to call them homeless.
Oh,
Why?
We do.
Unhoused? What the hell is the
We
difference?
say homeless on this.
That's not. What are we insulting someone?
I
You're
say
without
homeless.
a home. You're homeless.
It's so funny. I was doing this video this week about people with vision impairments. Evidently, you can't even say that now. You have to say low vision. And I'm like, well, low is a negative. It's just like
Okay.
you're just
Yeah, right.
substituting words.
Right. That's.
Oh, that's no. I was
That's
gonna
not-
say you see dark.
Yeah, I wouldn't go with darkies.
And you don't say handicap. No, it's
It's just stupid. Just substituting words.
Got it.
I mean, there's certain ones like at first when in real estate you don't say master bedroom, it's primary. So I mean that made sense, but there's certain ones like I've just mentioned that I just don't.
Master bedroom sounds so much cooler.
Well, you understand why it's.
Come to the master bedroom.
You
'cause the
understand.
master.
Oh
so-
God, did you just figure that out? Oh my
okay.
God.
Before that change.
Yeah, back on Charles in Charge, I was just talking with someone. The dialogue that used to be written and the things people used to say, and then that sort of educated me, right?
Sure.
I used to pick up these words. I was at the gym one time, and a friend of mine is this trainer. He's this big black guy. He's super cool,
Yeah.
ex-NFL, and he's like really trained. He's like training these 2 girls. Get down, drop, and do 20, and he's like yelling, no, lower, 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 and he's screaming like that, and I'm in the middle of the gym, and he's so cool, and I'm like, oh my God, I should join you guys. You're a slave driver. And then all of a sudden, I like heard what I said. He turned and went, what did you just say? And I said,
Amazing.
oh my God, that was a word from the 80s, from the show I was on. That just came out. I've never even said it since I was a kid. I don't think.
Well, if you
and I
have
just
said it-
heard what that actually means. Holy moly. And that's the stuff that isn't in our lifetime. That's stuff that's been said. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well,
We're not far. And there are,
it's
boy, I'm
lucky you
getting
didn't
into
say
some,
that the
this is an
women were slave
advocate.
drivers. If they were doing that to him, it would
No,
be very
the
sensitive.
word is just no. That's my point. It's the word.
They
And
still
the
have
fact
slaves
is, there are
in
Nazis
parts of the
that
country.
are alive right now, walking around very wealthy. Do you understand? That's another thing in our lifetime that we're that
They're-
close to what went on is unreal.
If they're
We haven't really come
Nazis
that far.
and they're still alive,
Have
they
we?
are, and maybe they're lucky to be walking around. They're so old. They would be if a Nazi was truly a Nazi. Are you talking about?
But there are and their kids and their grandkids
kids.
and they're
We
wealthy.
wouldn't have NASA without fucking Nazis. Werner von Braun was a card-carrying member.
who was?
All right.
Werner von Braun, founder of NASA. I mean, he had the German V1 rocket.
They're like, way to go! But that one thing was awful. I mean, people had varying
All right.
goals in the whole thing.
Well, anyway, I'm a huge Anne Frank fan, by the way.
I like
Not
Anne
that we're-
Frank
we-
jokes, and I think
Oh,
Anne
no.
Frank was a terrific writer, or at least her journals.
We kind of are
were
getting into
amazing.
some heavy stuff on a level that's
And the Dire Bang Frank, yeah, she was amazing. She's a great.
that was
joke.
my favorite. That was my
Boy.
favorite
What a
book
how she was
growing
so
up.
great at writing a diary, because it could have been her diary could have been.
Well, no,
This is the worst every day.
Yeah, like the
You know what's,
oh
you know
my
what's terrible? This.
the way that she
My mom won't let me do shit.
the way that she thought and her perception, like it was unreal.
Yes.
Beautiful person. Anyway, so now we can get to some funny stuff. You're your viewers are probably like, "Oh my god!"
They're not.
Do you? First of all, do they know who I am?
We're lucky to have viewers.
Should we talk about like what's going on now or what's
I
happened
thought that I'd
between?
introduce you,
You
but-
said Charles in charge, but that's not the only thing I've ever done. We'd hate people to think that
We would hate that.
there's nothing in between then and now.
You
12
are,
years old and now.
You just were in a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I have yeah, I was going to say, you know,
Tell me everything.
You know Sean Baker, the director, writer, editor, producer of Honora?
Yes.
That won Best Movie. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
So I wrote him when I saw his movie and said, oh my God. And I just went on and on about how brilliant it was. And he wrote me back.
Okay.
And he said, oh my God, I can't believe it's you. I'm such a big fan. I said, from what? Dumb question. Charles and George. I was like, oh God. I said, please don't tell me that's all you've ever seen. Can I send you my demos or something so you can see? So I did. And then also the guy from the director of La La Land, same thing. He's like, oh, I'm so honored. He's like, that you wrote, I'm such a big fan. Like, it's so nice to meet you. I met him in person one day. I'm like, you're a fan of what? He's like, Charles and Charles. I was like, oh God, really?
Josie,
Okay, well, hey.
I told a cat after we met our first time, I told a casting director, I go, you should think, I go, I just met with Josie Davis. She looks fantastic.
Oh,
She's so sharp
thanks.
and vibrant. And I was like, you should get on this. I go, his name's David. I feel like,
You can tell me later if you want.
sure.
You want to say it now? What did he say? Does he know me? He must know who I am then if he doesn't know me, right?
I told him about more than one person. And
oh, thank you. Okay.
What,
Are you laughing, Jerry?
it was literally a day.
Oh.
There were two people that had interviewed that day. That I'd interviewed
Oh,
that
okay.
day.
And what did he
My
say?
other friend Christopher
Did he
Palaha,
respond
who's
in
incredible.
a positive anything? Does he know me?
I know who she is. Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I got.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Well,
Are you gonna remember to tell me who it was? I'm so
yeah, of course. Of course.
maybe you could text me his last name because we're gonna forget later.
I can't remember his last name, but I'll show you the text.
Oh, okay.
I'll remember when I say this. Okay. But anyway, what I was going to say
Well, thank you.
is it would be such a cool move for any project to put Josie Davis on and be like, guess who's back? Guess who's always been
I've
doing
actually
something?
haven't been gone, but I know it looks like it because
Guess who's always, because
They don't
not
know
everybody
this-
watches Hallmark,
No, I wasn't. It's not Hallmark.
but it's kind of a Christmas
I
movie.
was. Oh, that was not Hallmark. Oh yeah, no, I did a movie with James Remar. You're talking about my
James
recent.
Remar is the coolest.
So I did a movie with him, and that's out right now. And I play someone who works for the government.
That's what
I'm
I'm
the
talking
villain, actually, of both those movies.
Yeah.
Who would think I play a villain?
You play a good villain.
But yeah, you'll have to see sometime.
James Remar is an amazing actor.
Oh my
He's one of
God.
the best all-time great actors.
And you know what's funny? When we rehearsed, he was like checking me out. He doesn't know I'm a member of the Actors Studio. Like, I'm a trained actor. No,
Yeah.
people don't usually know. But just so you know, I have done, I've done things between then and now, right?
yeah,
Did you know I was on,
I've seen you on
I was a series
3 Minute
regular, no,
no wait, not 3 Minute and a Baby.
2.5 Men
2.5 Men.
Christmas episode, famous Christmas episode.
Yeah, I said that. And I've seen you on
But 90210, the last season,
Yeah.
I was a series regular on that. And then there was a big NBC pushed show after that called Titans. And that was with Yasmin Bleeth and,
Titans.
and Victoria Principal. And it had our buddy on there. What the hell's his name?
You were in Titans?
What the hell is his name?
Cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know
That was like 14 episodes of that. And then we never saw Yasmin again. It was sad. She was really nice.
Where did Yasmin go?
Recovery or rehab.
Wait, okay. Now Yasmin is.
So the show ended because,
I've met Yasmin one time.
yeah, she was very nice.
She was lovely. And she has a cool husband.
And then she met him in rehab. And then our buddy, was in it. Casper Van Dien was in it as well. He played my brother. And I used to fix his hair because he loved how I fixed his hair because it looked like mine. I had short pixie hair.
Okay.
And I used to fix it, and hair and makeup got mad at me because I used to go, he's like, quickly fix it.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
He was so awesome. That's
He's
one of my favorite
very,
movies ever.
very nice. So that was sort of like what happened in the 20s to like 30. And
Okay.
then I was like, you know what? I'm sick of being known as a TV actress. I want to do movies. And then
Okay.
Nick Cage had me do his directorial debut called Sonny with James Franco and the late Harry Dean Stanton. That's kind of a cult
Talk
movie.
about a great cast.
It's a great movie.
Oh, yeah.
She's
Did
great.
you-
James Franco is the coolest. Did you do a bunch? Did you like have scenes with James Franco?
Got to make out with him.
Do you have any good James Franco stories?
No.
Because I love James Franco.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, we just had, I don't know, what do we have? And Scott Conn was in it. 5 scenes, something like that. I had an arc.
Okay.
And yeah, I didn't want to take my clothes off. Like every woman had their clothes off, and I only did for like 10 seconds.
You took your clothes all the way off?
He comes running in and catches me, and I'm topless just for like 10 seconds. And then they had some other actress do the full nudity fall to the ground. But then there is a close up of my butt running away. I'm just like, well, that part was a very important shot.
I made a GIF out of it.
It's a very important shot to have. It's this big emotional breakdown both of us have. And then there's a shot of me like running out. And that actually was my butt.
Cue the butt. Cue the butt.
Very quickly.
Yeah, of course.
But no, it was very emotional.
Who was the other person in the scene?
There was a girl and I forgot her name. And then there was James and then there was Scott Conn. And
they were all very professional.
We were naked. Yeah. I was topless and I was actually wearing a pubic patch.
Okay.
But I just would stand there like this in between takes. What am I going to hide? It's like wearing a bikini because you're covered anyway with a pubic patch. Like I said, it's like wearing what do you call it?
No, I know what it is.
Thong.
Everyone knows what you're doing.
And then James had like a huge, sorry, is
that real?
A huge sock.
Oh, huge sock.
I was going to say, he was wearing a huge sock to cover his, whatever. And then,
cock sock.
Who was it said?
Like the Chili Peppers.
The end of the sock ripped off. Or something like it was so, they made some joke like, he was so big that like the end of the sock didn't fit anymore or something. But he would just stand there like covering himself like that. And we would just stand there. Scott's like, James is checking you out right now. I'm like, okay, I don't need to know that. It doesn't matter.
James Franco
preparing for the scene,
coolest
big emotional scene.
Dude, and I think he's a total class act. And I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
And
he's in recovery, which is fantastic.
He's in recovery, which I don't think that's no secret.
Yeah, of course. I would never say it.
I think the dude is awesome. Jeez. And
so see the movie. Nick
BS
Cage directed it. Are you a Nick Cage fan? Because
I love Nick Cage. Don't you have a good Nick Cage story? You probably have a couple.
Yeah.
I think Nick Cage is awesome. I've met him before and he blew me away.
Oh, he's such a humble dude. Yeah, I had to do the audition at the callback. I had to do the call. How many callbacks did I have? Yeah, one callback. I had a callback and it was New Year's Day.
Okay.
Which meant New Year's Eve with my guy I was dating sucked because I'm like, we have to go home early. I'm not drinking anything. Not that I'm a big drinker.
Who was
anyway.
the guy?
Just this guy.
You don't remember his name?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
Anyway, he was this younger guy.
I roll. Okay, got it.
That was the funny part. Where was I?
You were talking about Nicolas
so
Cage.
I went to his Bel Air house at the time, and I thought it was really cool that he had served me water in a wine glass, and so now I, of course, copied him, and I just love how elegant the water glass was because it was a wine glass.
Cool.
Thought that was cool. The house had all these really beautiful colors and things coming down. It was very cool. I didn't get to look around much. I was sitting here ready to do my audition. But I sat across from he and the casting director on his couch, and I did the scene. And it's this scene. I don't know if you can do a clip of it or not on your thing.
Yeah,
and I never know. You never use clips?
No, we use clips.
Oh, can you? It's the bed scene, and it's so damn long that you can't show the whole thing anywhere, not even on my demo. In fact, I use like 10 seconds. It's so long, and it's a 2-shot, and he never cuts.
Whoa.
He never edits.
What was the name of this movie?
Sonny, Sonny.
Sonny. Cool.
I'm in bed with James just here in this one scene, and all this stuff is like going on in my face through the whole, not in my face, but I mean, you see just my face. But it's like all this stuff is going on in my head and you see it on my face, but I'm like thinking so many different things, and I'm going through like so many different things, and it was just such a cool scene. And I did it, and I ended up like laughing. I can't remember if it was written or if it was written. No, I think I just was laughing in certain points of it.
Yeah.
And Nick was like, oh my God, how did you do that? And I said, what do you mean? It's like, you just I saw your audition and everything. Like, how did you do the laughing like so real like that? Like it just happened just now.
Yeah, I just did it.
And I just said,
Acting.
Just train.
Trick of the trade.
Yeah. So he goes, can you do it again? I'm like, of course. So I do it again. He goes, but you made it it's so spontaneous, impulsive. It's like you just, oh my God. And you did this, but you did it in the same places and it was still so real. Can I read with you? And I said, yeah.
Cool.
So then he asked the casting director, Jeffrey, or what, Pisario, I think, to move to the side.
Yeah.
And wanted to do it with me. So he does the scene with me. He plays James's part. And he's like, how did you do that again? Like, how are you doing this? I said, I'm trained. And I'm thinking, you're an Academy Award winner. What do you
Academy
mean?
Award.
How am I doing this? Yeah. And he's like, wow, okay. And I thought, well, how do you, I guess you get the part after that, don't you? I don't know.
Spectacular.
And he's walking out of his house and he's asking me questions. Where are you from? And I said, from here. And he said, I forgot what he said. He was from here, I think. I think he said that.
San Fran.
From the valley.
Right. That is what he said then. Okay. Or wherever he said. And we're walking and he was getting a car to pick him up. He was taking off to the set, which was in New Orleans. He loved New Orleans. And that's where we went. So anyway, he was about to leave and he made some joke about, I don't know. I said something about food or eating or something. He goes, oh, I have to watch my girlish figure. I laughed.
That's a funny thing.
He was laughing because he thought it was funny. I don't remember what we were talking about. I was just like, I mean, it was all happening so fast. It's Nick Cage. I'm auditioning. We're doing it a bunch of times. I'm like, I'm like emotional in it. And I'm, it's like, I don't know what's happening. He's leaving. Did I get the part? What's okay, bye. And then that was what happened.
You, at any point where you're like, I'm going to marry Nick Cage.
No, not at all.
You're just like, this is a great moment.
Never like thought of him like that. I mean, it's a
Okay.
business thing. I just don't even, my brain, if someone's married, for example, I don't even look at them that way.
Who is he
And
married
it
to?
Sounds weird. No, I'm saying as an example.
Oh, of course.
If it's a job, if it's basically if it's inappropriate, I don't find that attractive. I don't even, my brain doesn't even go
This isn't
there.
attractive. Okay.
Whereas sex addicts, for example, I know some
This is
girls,
attractive.
they love that stuff.
Yes.
People that are not in recovery, go to flock, they go to the drama, right? And like a moth to a flame. Like, that's not my thing.
Married man.
That's not my thing at all. I don't find that stuff attractive. So, and all the wives out there, girlfriends, you have no worries.
You're a wife and
with
you're
me.
thinking of hanging out with Josie and your
Leaving
husband,
your guy
the
alone.
three of you. You don't need to worry about it because Josie is not attracted to married men. That's
And I'm not.
Separates business from
I'm not inappropriate.
also also probably just if they're in a relationship. Not
And
just
what?
if they're married, but
No,
probably
in a relationship. Yeah.
if they even seems like they may be starting a relationship, Josie will not be interested.
And if the
That's
guy
great.
flirts with me, I will not flirt back. I will.
If the guy flirts, she'll go, like that.
I will say, sir, that is just so inappropriate. Now you stop that. Okay.
That's a great thing to do.
No, normally I just kind of like slowly get quiet. Like, I don't know how to handle. I've handled this stuff all my life. You
course.
just kind of giggle and pretend like you don't notice it's happening. That's sort of what women have done our whole lives.
Giggling is not good.
That's what we've done our whole life, is kind of like pretend thing. I have to tell you, like after the whole Me Too thing, this is a black and white thing, and I'm all about the gray on that, by the way.
Okay.
Because they're different, right?
Sure.
It's taken to certain extremes. Bad things have happened. Yeah, whatever. Both
Yes.
sides
It's like
have
Scott
happened.
Baio is so far.
They're so different.
There's a side, and then he
I don't
somehow
remember what my
goes
point was.
further than the side to be a weirdo.
I was saying that it made me feel so much better because then when I was around people that were inappropriate and had their hand like on my back, the small of my back when
You
I
can
was
say butt.
creeped out. Well, now he kind of, I guess it made me feel a little bit more like I could say something, but now they kind of are more scared to do it. So the slime balls have kind of retreated a little bit.
It's because they have intimacy coordinators there to call them out.
No, I just mean at parties and stuff or wherever at the job, in
Sure.
public places. Now they're not,
They don't
it's
go,
just a
"Hey,
I feel like
come-
I can.
You can go in front of me and go,
I
you
think
just
I can
touch the
breathe a little
top of my
bit
butt.
more, so that's nice, Just that's one of the positives
Sure.
of that, and then there's also the negatives, which is like guys are now scared. The good guys are like scared to death to even say you're attractive anymore, or like trying to ask you out. Not that they did anyway, but now they're more scared.
They're terrified.
So there's the.
Do you know what I do? I think this is a real hack.
Both
Sometimes if I give someone a compliment or something like that, I go, dude. I say the word dude So
they know you're a buddy.
it's Mike. I'm not trying to. This isn't a
Oh yeah,
flirt.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, dude.
Do you know that guys that have tried to date me will actually say that word? And I'm like, what are you doing?
They'll say, dude, when they're trying to date you.
What are you doing? Like they think it's.
They're reckoning. It should be the opposite.
What are you doing?
Where
are the flowers? Where are the flowers?
Well, if I were to message someone in a DM, I would go, dude, this. So it's like,
have a
listen,
flowers
I don't know how else to get a hold of you.
Can I ask a quick flowers question, Josie?
Yeah.
Are they cheapened now because you can get them for $2.99 at Vons and Ralph's?
Are they cheaper now?
No.
Is it a cheap gesture?
Has the gesture been cheapened?
Oh God, no. Guys don't even do it. Are you kidding? Just the act of even one flower would be like, oh, that's thoughtful.
Thank you for the one flower.
I had a guy do that recently.
I heard 12 roses.
And he gave me one flower. And no, I didn't jump up and down. I don't know. But that's so sweet. That was so nice. And of course it's smart because then every time you see it, you're thinking of him, for the next week or days or whatever it is.
Until it dies.
No, I don't care how much flowers cost. In fact, I don't have a preference for roses over daisies or.
It's just more about that.
Carnations I love, by the way.
You used to have to go to great lengths to go to the florist and do all these things, and now you just go to.
They're everywhere.
5 minutes.
Yeah, I think but if it looks nice, some guy who's just a friend. I mean, I guess he liked me. I don't know. Brought some thing of flowers that was kind of like a big mess, and then he's like, "There are roses in there," and there are like 3 roses in there, but it looked like wild. I don't know. I didn't think they were visually attractive, so that was kind of like he just grabbed them. But it was a very thoughtful thing.
I think roses are dumb flowers.
I think
I'm so,
you know what? It's
like
just
to have
the
this
thought.
scraggly bush with a few roses.
That's kind of what he did, and I actually separated them, and I did the roses in one with a couple greens, and then I did like all these other little special things.
What if you steal flowers from people's gardens and give them?
No, if you ripped it off, I'm like, oh, you kind of killed.
No, but the adventure is kind of cool.
Do you know what I'm really upset about right now is Casey Anthony.
You sent me that.
I sent that to you.
There's also another one.
I was like, I talk about this. Casey Anthony murdered her child, and it's so clear, and then got off. And there's like I could go on and on about what an incredible travesty the court case.
You could just do a whole podcast based on that.
I'm furious about it. I don't know why it's getting me so upset, but I'm furious about it because she recently got on TikTok and she's like, I think I'm going to start helping people now. It's like, you need to get into you need to be hiding in like the Philippines. You were so terrible. Everyone knows that you murdered your kid. No one understands why you got off. Yeah, it is such an injustice. She, like at one, oh my God, I could go on and on. She entered a.
That's why you probably should not talk about it now, because if you go on and on about it, you could do a whole episode. Like you might want to do a whole
Save
episode.
it for another episode.
Well, yeah. Why do you have me here otherwise? If we're going to talk about that,
we're
only going to talk about because it probably deserves more attention than just.
I am just furious about it.
5 minutes of it. You maybe should. If you're that into it, like the Menendez thing, I could go on and on about it. But I wouldn't want to do it while you're.
Of Casey
I don't want to do it now because I don't think it does justice. Well, for your show,
are you passionate about it?
I am.
But
I wouldn't want to do all that right now. I would do a whole episode on it.
Okay, that's great advice. Great advice. But I'm furious.
Yeah, maybe you could do a whole episode.
It's so obvious.
Yeah, I don't understand.
She lied about a million things.
Weird.
They caught her in a million lies.
It's weird.
She entered a hot body contest when her daughter was missing for 3 days. Oh my God.
I know, you sent it to me. And then also
someone needs to put her underneath an elephant and
the main weird thing, and we're not going to go on and on about it, but is that you sent me the link, is that the first month she was gone, she said that her babysitter took her and she didn't report it because she thought the baby.
And she made up she didn't even have a babysitter.
Okay, well then, I don't understand. I don't know. Did they
sociopath? Clearly.
Did they say she was sick?
The evidence is overwhelming.
Did they say she was ill mentally? No, they said she wasn't. Right? They tested her and she wasn't. Then I don't understand.
The evidence is overwhelming.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know. But anyway, there's got to be. But we got into some animal stuff, which was really important to get into today, which was good.
We're going to save animals.
I want to make sure we hit all the important subjects.
We're going to save animals.
We've got into
Do you know what they do now? At
the link in my bio and Instagram is where
the link in your bio, and you're in a movie.
2 movies.
That's out right now.
Oh yeah. They came out in December, right during holiday time,
Yep.
the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I play a government. What the hell is it? An astrophysicist.
Yes.
Who put James? He put in the whole town to sleep, like kind of to sleep, so they weren't aware of what was going on. And then he says, "Why didn't you tell us? And why didn't you? This experiment ended a long time years ago. Why'd you keep us asleep?" I said, "Oh, they just probably forgot about you." And it's forgotten.
Cosby'd everybody.
I just made it like,
Say the name of that movie one more time.
That's called Glowsies.
Okay.
And it's but I play the evil, Dr. Moreau or something. No, I forgot my name.
What's the other movie called?
That is fun.
Fun.
Oh my God, you've got to see my stuff in that. It is so much. It's so funny.
Do we YouTube it?
It's
Like,
so
how do we watch it?
fun. I don't know. You have to Google sort of look up where to watch it.
What's the name?
It's on Up TV. Well, they made it. Let's see. Up TV. It was, but no, all over. They're both on, I think, all over.
Something was on Freeform, I think.
Let me think. Anyway, it's called Festival of Trees.
Festival of Trees.
And I play a villain again.
Villain.
Kind of like a diva interior designer.
Okay.
And my partners, the 2 actors playing my assistants, are so funny. One of them's actually big on YouTube. He's this little bald gay guy.
Okay.
He and his friend are so funny on YouTube, on TikTok. I mean,
Just thinking of a little bald gay guy.
like
sounds hilarious.
No, they're gonna know who it is.
Sounds like he's
A
hysterical.
he's a little bald gay guy
like a twink.
with his really uber feminine. I mean, they both are tall, kind of like good looking, muscular guy, and so funny. They're playing like the bitchiest, most insulting people. If anyone watches TikTok, they know who they are.
Okay.
And anyway, he's in the movie with me. He's so funny, and the girl's so funny, that Nicole, that plays my other assistant. But it's really we're peppered throughout the whole movie.
Whoa.
Really funny. You should see it. It's on my demo if you ever want.
Okay, those 2 things, and then also
my YouTube podcast.
Of course.
I mean, it's on Spotify and everywhere too, but it's a video podcast, so
Yeah.
people can check it out too.
Very important. Say the name of
And
your
you're
podcast.
on it.
Say the name.
It's called what's it called?
How would you forget the name of your podcast?
I don't know why. I have too many names going through my head. It's called Success Road.
Yes.
And but you can just type in Josie Davis podcast, and it's quicker to find it that way because there are other Success Roads.
Josie Davis podcast.
You'll find it, and then it's Success Road with me going like this.
Yes, and I'm on an
And
episode.
I talk about people's sort of journeys on their road to
Speaking of
success.
journey, you are like one of the surviving child actors where you've managed to survive the brutal
it's rough
distractions and temptations of growing up as a child actor who most don't survive, or they go through really hard times anymore. So way to go, Josie Davis, survive child acting. And one thing that has been really important to you, we won't say which element of the program because you're very protective of the
traditions.
Traditions.
But I'm in recovery.
But you're
and
in recovery.
I'm in a couple programs.
And so thanks to a program of recovery.
I'm telling you, that's absolutely what saved my life. Absolutely. Not just therapy alone would have been enough. No way. No way.
So
it was rough.
Are here today because of that.
Oh, yeah, for
Amazing.
sure.
Amazing.
Not just like here, but here on Earth today and here, and did not lose my sanity, which
Good
was
for you.
challenged. It was rough. No one knows yet, but it'll be in my book. It takes a long time to write the damn book. When you write it yourself, as opposed to someone was like, "Oh, why don't you use AI?" Oh my God, I hit the roof. How could you suggest such a dishonest, non-creative kind of suggestion? How dare you, after knowing
Talk
me?
about
How
what is it?
could you
The phrase is you're clutching your pearls right now.
ever?
to be
Pearls?
yeah, that's called you have to
I know, it's
unclutch
the
your
same.
pearls, which means I would embrace everything that is helpful with AI. There's going to be something that's very helpful.
No, I'm saying not writing my book.
Yeah, agreed.
And
but
not having a ghostwriter. I'm not that. There's no
this is going to be written by
there's no
Josie Davis.
honor in any of that, and I don't respect that. I don't respect people getting a ghostwriter. You're not writing it. I mean, come on.
What if they
Hate that.
say,
And
I
then they
just
take
found a
credit
writer
for
I
being an
collaborate with?
author.
Did you read Josh Brolin's book? Oh, man. Killer. It's called
yeah?
Under the Truck. It is so bitchin'.
Wow.
It's amazing. Okay, so, and you have your book that has...
His wife, Diane, is great.
Is what?
Ex-wife. Sorry.
Oh, she's terrific.
Oh, yeah, she's wonderful.
His current wife right now is one of the biggest ninjas of all time,
Oh, that's neat.
Catherine Brolin. She was on my podcast. She's the coolest, one of the coolest people I've ever met.
Gosh.
So kick-ass.
Well, I met he and his wife years ago, so I was a fan.
Okay, got it.
Ex-wife.
Got it. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Josie Davis survived child acting. I mean, this is so unheard of that you survived and you're thriving.
Thank you. Yeah. And you had said Hallmark earlier. I think you meant I did only a couple of those. It was Lifetime where I did play a bunch of. I think it was like 6 normal people, maybe 5 normal people and 3 lunatic psychopaths in the others. But those are the fan favorites, are those. So I won awards from Lifetime for those, voted by the fans.
Can you be a psycho girlfriend? Like, do you have it in you where you're the girlfriend? Would anyone that you've ever dated go, she's a psycho?
No.
Okay, just checking.
God, no.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
If you win an award on Lifetime, is it considered a lifetime achievement award?
I actually did. Yeah. That was one of them. Lifetime Achievement Award. And I won an award for a movie called Backstabbed, where I played a psychotic, a real estate agent. It was really funny.
Some people that have dated me would be like, he is a crazy person.
No.
Well, you were at times. So you're admitted. You say, admittedly, I was crazy at times.
Yeah, so crazy. I was crazy when I met my wife, and she still stayed with me.
No, I was
so bizarre.
You know, years ago, every once in a while, I meet a guy that's like, yeah, you don't remember? We went on a date years ago or something, or many years ago. And I say, oh, really? Oh, wow. No, I don't remember that. I went on a lot of first coffee dates or something, you know.
Yeah.
And
did you date Dane Cook at
hear
one point?
No. No, he was a friend of a friend. But yeah, but there's that whole story. I told you about that whole story of him. I got him autographs for I got him Tom Brady's autograph. Now, Tom Brady was super cool. But anyway, we digress. No, where was I? Where was I?
You were talking about Tom Brady's autograph.
No, before that, Jerry.
Which is a good story, by the way.
2 ADHD people make it hard to keep on track.
3.
3.
you do?
Oh, we'll never get to where.
Oh, what was that one little point I was making about the
I became more interested in the Tom Brady and Dane Cook autograph.
Dane
which
Cook
I
dating?
know
Oh,
this
he said,
story.
you know what they used to say about me years ago in my 20s, apparently? I found out. He's like, you're not crazy now. He goes, but people would be like, oh, dude, you got to meet this chick, Josie. You got to go on a date with her. I'll set you up with her. She's hot and she's crazy. You'll love her. I said, they said I was crazy? He's like, yeah. That's what they used to say. It's not that like that anymore, but, you know. And I was like, really? That's how they sold me? Hot and crazy? You'll love her. She's so sweet.
She's
like,
crazy.
I don't know if I like the crazy word. But yeah, that's how.
Hot in the sack, like crazy in the sack, or what?
Trust me.
No,
if I go,
no,
Jerry, trust me. She's
I
crazy.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
You
I
go,
didn't get her.
oh, yeah.
I did not get around.
Okay,
No,
did not
that
get
wasn't my deal. No,
I'm not saying get around, but, you know,
No,
a select few that you were with, were you crazy?
Now, Jerry, that's none of your business. You'd have to ask.
Jerry's getting so
I had
personal.
a good resume.
That is a yes. That is
I will
a
say I
hard
had a
yes.
good resume.
Yeah.
Is all I would say. But I didn't want them going around when you're just so dumb in your 20s. I
You
didn't
don't want
mind
people
if they-
going, she's so easy.
No,
and she
no.
gets
That
around."
was never the case. But no, being good at what you do in your 20s, you don't care. You're like, yeah, that's cool. Sure, I love my ex-boyfriend telling his friends that. That's fine, you know. And then they walk in on you naked, and you're like, oh my God, what's going on? How'd that happen? Why'd that happen? I don't know why. Maybe they just, you know, you're so dumb in your 20s. And that's what's so funny is when older guys want to date girls in their 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to date just ridiculousness. That's because you're ridiculous.
Yeah, date a dummy. Go for it. A dummy. I have so many friends that all that
want to date
all
that.
they want to do is date a dummy.
Because
I just
they're
want to date a
so
dummy.
they're so shallow and so dumb. They don't want to have to, they don't want to have to show up like an adult. They can just screw off and tell the girl it's her fault, and she'd be like, "Oh my God, was it me? Was it me? Was it really me? I'm sorry. I think it was me. I don't know who I am yet." Like, yeah, that's how I used to be.
Yeah.
Sure, it's my fault. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being jealous. He's not cheating. It's me. It's me. I'll just have to act differently. It's like, no, it was him, you idiot. You fell for that. Like, you're jealous. You're just being jealous.
That's called gaslighting now.
Oh, exactly. I didn't know about it then.
No, now there's a term.
I just stood up for myself. Some dude tried to put me down in the gym the other day.
What?
Like this really sort of man made of a shell. He's like an eggshell with like nothing inside.
Okay.
That kind of guy. Those people are like try to put on a bravado and use like who they know, what they think they do, or
Yeah.
make people think they have money and all this stuff. These lines they drop
Yeah.
that are their shell, their exterior, and then they have nothing on the inside. They have done no work on themselves whatsoever. This guy and their eyes are like searching because you can tell they're like, oh my God, I don't know who I am. Who am I? I'm so lost. I hate who I am. In fact, and what am I going to do? How do I get this person? Manipulation, like all that stuff's going on. And I know who this guy is. I've got his card. And anyone that's centered and has done work on themselves looks at him and they know exactly who it is. And he was trying to bullshit some friend of mine at the time. And really cool dude. And I was at the gym and he's like, I'm talking to someone else. And I was really cool to this chick. He's like, Josie, here's his phone number to this trainer. You need to use her, and he's trying to make it look good to her because he probably wants to date her by saying, I'm going to introduce you to a possible client. And she got really excited. And I knew it was happening, but out of respect. And she looked cool.
Great.
Maybe I will use her. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I got her number and I said, yeah. So I wanted to also not lead her along, lead her astray and lead her along, not lead her along, string her along. And I said, yeah, I might, I don't know if I need you right now, but I might. I don't know.
Shape.
No, but I meant like, I don't know if I'm going to need you right now, but maybe I have your number. And he goes, that is so rude. How dare you, Josie? Don't talk to her like that. And she and I looked at him like, what are you talking about?
Wow.
And the other girl standing there is in her 20s. And she was like, oh my God, that was so awkward. What are you doing? And I said, don't correct me. I don't need any correcting. What I said to her was not rude. Please don't correct me.
Amazing.
And I was just like, whoo.
I'd like to see that.
I jumped on that. I don't want to swear, but I would say SHIT. I jumped on that so fast. No, you don't do that. Don't correct me. I know what you're trying to do, you small human.
Don't correct
And
me.
you know what? I walked away later and that young girl was like, we were like chatting later and she's like, oh my God, the way you stood up to him was amazing. I want to be like that. And I said, you knew what he was doing, right? She goes, I totally did, but I just can't believe you did that. And you stood up for yourself. I would love to do that. And I shared with her
That's awesome.
that how amazing it is because you don't quite know who you are yet. And guys try to make you unsure of who you are in your 20s and you don't know yet.
Sure.
And I said, feel free to call me anytime about things. I'll help you with that. Because I really had no one to talk to. I had no idea. So it took me years to learn to stand up for myself,
Cool.
Yeah. And then, of course, sometimes if you do in this business, then they're like, they don't like that.
You go Harvey Weinstein. I do not want to give you a massage.
In the old days.
Get out of the business then.
Don't lock the door. What are you locking the door for? I did have a professional person that I did pay money to for professional services, actually hit a button on his desk and the door closed. And I was like, oh my God, the door just closed. Wow, that's so what do you think I did? Today I'd be like, wow, why'd you get that?
Yeah.
Right? Back then I went, oh, that's so cool. Oh, wow, that's so neat. I've never seen that before. Oh, wow. And then I noticed his knees are like next to mine on his chair. And I'm like, oh, wow. Oh, this is so uncomfortable. So anyway, and I would just pretend like I was dumb.
Yeah.
That's how I would have handled it then. Now I would have.
What's he being a creep?
Oh, yeah. He lost it all. He became known for having a sex slave in the basement of a building later. Yeah.
Awesome.
Lost his whole family.
Oh my God.
And I don't know what he used to say, Josie, you have the best ass in the business, better than Halle Berry. And we all sit around and talk about it at these meetings or whatever. And I was like, oh, neat. Okay. And
Creeposaurus.
so who knows what he was texting people, but his son came up to me in the gym one time and I'm doing it on the treadmill and he's like, did you have an affair with my father? I'm like,
What?
who's your father? And he told me his name. I said, no, that was my employed person, whatever. What are you talking about? He's like, because my mom and I saw all the text messages and thought maybe there was something going on. I said, absolutely not. No. Oh my God, no, absolutely not. Maybe you need to reread those because that has nothing to do with me ever.
What a grossosaurus.
Isn't that crazy? Grossosaurus.
We have to
Well, anyway, that's the end of my part.
oh wait, this is actually awesome.
Right?
We are done. Your time's up.
You
This
can
is
jump
fantastic.
in my chair to end it. Do you want to?
No, I don't even need to. We
Yeah.
love Irish goodbyes.
Oh, yeah, you like that.
we
So,
love
well,
Irish
hey, guys, see you on YouTube. My Instagram's really fun. All the links are there.
Way to go, Josie
I
Davis.
guess that's it.